Hello there. Today we're going to learn about how we fill the fertilizer bins on our farm. We set up this bin yard so it's very similar to what the things you would find in grocery stores. When a human goes into the grocery store to find the nutrients it needs, so whether it be tomatoes or fruits or meat, you get all the nutrients you need to make your body grow. Well, this yard out here is what we use to give the crop all its nutrients it needs to grow, like nitrogen or phosphorus or potassium. So this yard out here is like a big grocery store. So when we receive fertilizer, we either get it on a rail car, where it comes from wherever it's produced in North America, or from a manufacturing facility here in Western Canada, or we can also get it if it's a blend just from our local retailer. So we pick up that fertilizer, as you've seen in previous videos, and then we unload it into this yard. When you watch this video, you're going to learn about a number of things. First thing you'll learn about is how to prep a fertilizer bin for filling. Then we're going to learn how to hook up the tractor to a conveyor. Then you're going to see the functions of the inside of a tractor cab that are used to make the conveyor work. Then you're going to see hand signals that are used to direct the conveyor being set up at the bin. Then you're going to learn how to line up a truck beside the conveyor. Then you're going to learn about fertilizer unloading, some tips and to make the process easy so we don't have any problems with plugging up. And then finally you're going to learn how to take down the conveyor at the end of the day and clean it up and put it away. So I hope you enjoy the video. And here we go.
Okay, it's important when we're unloading at bins to actually make sure the bin that you are unloading into is actually open. So the way we open it, by pulling this rope and then latching that, and you see this thing here is also not standard on these bins. Like Kyron, my man here, came up with this design. Works pretty slick. So next step, if they have an inspection hole here, make sure that's closed. And then we have a sliding door on the bottom. So just to make sure this is closed.
We're good.
Yeah, nobody does that thorough inspection always, but Kyron had to. And then we have to make sure before we put product in, a sliding door on the bottom actually opens and closes. By seating, we don't want to struggle. That opens and closes. So basically we're ready to fill this bin.
Okay, well, we're gonna hook on to this conveyor.
Okay, it's important when you want to do this, tractor shut off always. And if it's not lined up, in this case it's perfectly lined up, you can turn the PTO shaft by hand to get it lined up. Press that thing in and push it in, and then color goes on color, single green, double green. Yellow, yellow, see? Easy. Now all that's left, take the landing gear down, put it away, and you are ready to unload. I'm going to show you the inside of this tractor that we have on the conveyor to unload. So basically it's just the inside controls when you're having the conveyor on. Okay, here we have all the hydraulics. Here we have the PTO, and then we use all the hydraulics. This will be for up and down, and that will be to lower that swing there, and this one will be to operate the swing, because that is also hydraulically driven. So the trick of our hydraulic system. I think every farm has a trick. So we use these little spacer things to keep our continuous flow in. We push this lever back, and the trick here is we don't get enough flow just the way it is, so we use this little screw here and we insert it there to get the lever all the way back, so that way we have much more flow on that conveyor. And if we want our PTO speed, we'll just press there and it comes up there, and you want to run that at 540 for this particular thing. All our hydraulic hoses are like color coded, so anybody that can get here will put the right hose in the right place. With all these things, it's important to know, never stick your hand in a PTO while it's running. It's very dangerous. This one has a couple of them, one here, one there. The conveyor is moving, so there's a lot of moving parts here. So if you are working around this machine, be very careful. Keep your hands away where they're not supposed to be. You can get hurt. This part of the swing is not factory. We modified. Me and Kyron actually modified that, so it works brilliant. You have much more operate to unload, and you can like lift it up and down.
All right, so Walter, he's in the tractor. He's gonna back up the bin, up to the bin 10 here. The guy in the tractor can only really see right and left, like if he's lined up with the hole. He can't tell if he's high enough or too low, or if he's gone past the bin. So basically my job on the ground here as a spotter is just to tell him, like, hand signals, or sometimes you have a radio, but we don't have a radio in this case. Tell him to go up, down, or forwards and backwards. Everything else is Walter's job in the tractor. Or, I guess Walter's not always in the tractor, but you guys know what I mean. So, we're just gonna literally just point the direction we're going. So we're gonna go back, and we're just gonna go, keep her coming, keep her coming. So we're watching, and we say, stop, and then look, and we're either gonna have to go up or down. So up is just like this. If you wanna just go up a little bit, or stop, we're gonna go down a little bit, or down. So now his spout's above the opening in the bin. I think he's good. We go down a little bit. We're in the hole. We're all happy. We're happy with each other. We just look at the guy in the tractor, give him a thumbs up, let him know that we're done, we're in the bin. Then we can go isolate the up down on the conveyor, put out our swing and unload our truck. You notice something else, there's a flat tire on it, or you blew a hydraulic hose, or a dog ran under the thing, or something bad has happened. Just stop, let them know that it's like, this is an immediate thing, that we're in a hurry to stop this now. But that's only for emergencies. Otherwise, it's just, we're just going back, and then stopping. You look at the guy in the tractor, you go, oh, and then you have coffee, which is probably more important than anything. So he's coming back here. He's eyeing up the bin 10 here. Bin 10's the one on the end, the very last one here. And I guess you probably won't see me hand signaling, but that's what I'm doing. So he can tell he overshot her a bit. So he's gonna do her again. Okay, so you can see he's in the bin. He can go ahead just a little bit, because when this auger or conveyor loads up, they bend a bit. So that's probably good right there. So the next thing we'll do is we'll lower this swing. Take that off. The other thing you got to do, shut this valve. That's so the conveyor doesn't creep back down. He turned the hydraulics on. I could swing this out. And then what we like to do in the winter time, because everything's cold and the belts are cold and everything's stiff, is we'll run run the PTO and run the swing to warm everything up. That's what we'll do next.
Okay, it's important. So we establish where the truck actually has to pull in. If it's too close, too far, it won't work. It just needs to be perfect. So basically, what I do, I align the wheels with that. So basically, if his wheels are there, we should be in good shape to unload. So that's basically, in winter we can take like spray paint and just spray there, but we'll try to just guide the truck in. But if you have more or less a mark wheels there, it should work. Okay.
All right, so we're all set up. Walter's gonna go in there, grab the PTO at the 540. Now, when you're unloading, it should take about an hour for a truck. So about 15 minutes a hopper. You don't want to overload this because if you plug it, it's just miserable to unplug. So it's a little bit of looking and listening and just getting a feel for it. You don't want to go too crazy. One more thing worth noting is always be close to the handle, because if something does go wrong, I can close this, shut off the swing, and then hopefully we don't plug the conveyor, but if you do, you gotta close this and shut off the swing anyways. So better just to be close than to go, I don't know, look for deer antlers or something that would be, I would find fun, but you know what I'm saying. We're going to sweep this out. Now we don't open it up all the way when we sweep it out, because big clumps can come down and then that to plug it, and that can turn this 5-minute job into a 6-hour job. So just take her easy. A little bit at a time. Just another fun fact here. We actually put the swing on the other side of this backhoe conveyor. Normally, it would be like on the left-hand side if you were sitting in a tractor. We have it on the right-hand side. We just did that to make it easier to unload bins on this side. On the other side of the row of bins, there's a row of seed bins, and it's easier if the swing's on the other side. But this conveyor lately has been dedicated just to unloading fertilizer, so it makes this job a whole lot easier. There's a whole lot less snow we have to plow out, and it just makes it nice. You sure did a good job of backing into that auger into that pin. Probably that expert hand signals from that signal guy, I'm thinking, but who knows. Another thing worth noting, when it's like minus 1,000 out like it was last week, put your hand on here, it's nice and warm. Or on the hoses. Now the bin that we're unloading in happens to be like the only fertilizer bin we have that doesn't have windows on it. So we can't tell as nicely as these other bins how full it's getting, but we'll easily be able to fit the 2 trucks we have to in here. But on your third truck, if you're loading 3 in this, about halfway through the third truck, you'd have to climb up there and make sure that it was not going to overfill. Okay, trucker's gone. We're gonna leave here. Open valve. Then we'll lift up on this. And we gotta watch here because we did put this on the other side. And if you're not careful, the belt for the swing will snag on the gearbox cover. But all you gotta do is just watch it, basically. Okay, and he'll back her up into a nice spot, hopefully out of the way. I'm just gonna go close the bin lid here. Super easy with this thing. Just lift it up. One thing that we've been doing too since we put the swing on the other side is when we stop, we just lower the swing to the ground. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're putting the jack on there to get the pin out of the tractor. Awesome. You guys get the point, I think.
Well, thanks for watching this video. As you can see, this combination of knowledgeable people, farm innovations, and good equipment allow this job to be done in a safe and efficient manner.